This video was brought to you by Medical Gear Outfitters. They are my go-to stop for all things medical. It doesn't matter whether you need something that just holds a bunch of Band-Aids and maybe some aspirin or something like that, or if you need an actual trauma kit. If you don't have a trauma kit in your house or in your vehicle, then I highly suggest that you go check our people out at Medical Gear Outfitters, and they offer all of you a discount. You can find all of that information over at the affiliates page and all the relevant places, and use that to great effect.
There is no time for us to waste on this job, and that's why under President Trump's leadership and General Bondi's leadership, we've been instructed to get after it, and that's exactly what we are doing.
That was a snippet of Kash Patel speaking at the summit. I don't know what this was supposed to be today, a gathering at the Department of Justice where the president and Attorney General Bondi were going to submit their findings over the course of the last, ever so many weeks of being in office, right? He said that there isn't time to waste, but that's what this entire thing this afternoon was an abject waste of your and my time. We assumed that we were going to get at least some kind of mention of the Second Amendment executive order that has since expired on the deadline, right? I mean, like several days ago, 30 days to come up with a plan. And we assumed that we were going to hear something about that today. We came up with, big zero, not even a mention. If you want to know how you rank in your leaders' minds, there it is, folks. I mean, this thing went on for several hours and not even a single mention of Second Amendment or Second Amendment related issues. But there was plenty of chest beating for the law enforcement community.
We will back the blue.
Gag me with a spoon. We're talking, more support for the people who've been infringing on your rights for your entire life. That sounds cool. That sounds like big change to me.
When you talk about changing it, we had to do it through a regulatory process, not a statutory process, because we couldn't change the language of the statute, but we could redefine the terminology that's in the statute to make it fit today's standards.
Big changes, huh? That swamp creature is still at the ATF. The same guy who's been acting director of the ATF, been responsible for a lot of bad stuff, as well as said it wasn't really their fault that they burned those American men, women, and children alive in Waco. Yeah, same guy. Still there. Done nothing about it. Good job, Mr. President.
This has been a great honor. I was asked to do it. And I said, is it appropriate that I do it?
Nope.
And then I realized it's not only appropriate, I think it's really important. And I may never do it again. I may never have another chance to do it again.
Please don't.
Because this is something that I'm leaving to the greatest people I know, the best people, the smartest people, the toughest people I know. And they're going to do an incredible job. And it's an honor for me to have won this election so that I can appoint these people to do their job. And they're going to do it like you have never seen.
That remains to be seen, sir. All you need to do is, I covered this afternoon. All you need to do is go read the live chat. We do not need a stump speech. You already won the election. We don't need to hear about how bad the previous administration was. It's your bag now, sir. You are running the country, and you have promised to do certain things. This is not what we needed today. This was multiple hours of time wasting, and everybody would have just been better served if you all stayed home and did your fucking jobs.
And Biden didn't know why. I didn't, if they would have asked him, he wouldn't have been able to answer the question. He could never answer a question. They said my press conference yesterday was longer than all of Biden's press conferences put together for the last 4 years.
This was just a whole bunch of political grandstanding and chest beating, and none of us needed it.
It had absolutely no impact on her in the case against me, which was a case, I will not use a bad word. I promised my wife I would never use a bad word, so just a little bad. The case against me was bullshit.
Okay, that was kind of funny. I maintain that the timely use of profanity is not only appropriate, but is the exact tool that you should use to convey the message that you are trying to convey. And there is no other thing that you can do that does that appropriately. And I thought that was perfect. But look, the most of the thing is on the channel. If you guys want to go watch it, you can. I would tell you not to waste your time because there is nothing in there that you haven't heard before. It's a bunch of rah, pro law enforcement. We're going to do law and order, all that sort of stuff. America's back, but really, when it comes to the stuff that we care about and the stuff that we expect from our leaders, entirely devoid of that stuff. This felt to me like everybody wanted to take Friday off, and this is what we got. If you were expecting something on the Second Amendment executive order, I guess we're just going to have to wait more time, even though the 30 days has lapsed, and I'm sure that they'll get around to it eventually when they feel as though it's the political savvy thing to poke yet again.
Under a Trump administration, all of those Biden disasters get ripped up and torn out. My first week, but maybe my first day in office, okay? Maybe my first.
Can you tell that I am very optimistic about that? Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Bye.
So he said, Bobby Knight. So I said, I put his name down and I wrote it down. It's in one of these stacks. I lifted up. There would have to be 2,000 to 3,000 pages in each stack. I lifted it up, the first one, had no idea. And there was his name on a little card, Bobby Knight with his number. It was like incredible. I tell that story all the time. And I called him and dialed a number. He said, I've been waiting for you to call. And he went out and he made a speech for me in a packed arena in Indiana, and it was over. It was over. He was a tough guy. He actually went a little far, if you remember. He made a great speech because he was actually a motivational type guy, to put it mildly. But he left the stage, and then I'm talking, and he walks back onto the stage. I said, uh-oh, this is trouble. Why is he coming back? He was a big guy, too. Why is he coming back? He said, may I say a few more words? I said, yeah, go ahead, Bobby, say a few more words, a little different. And he said, and let me tell you something about this guy, Trump. This guy, if he has to, will use the nuclear weapons that we have. He will use he has no fear. He's going to use, and that's the kind of guy. And he walked off the stage. I said, I think I'm in big trouble, Pam. That was not good, but it worked out okay.